My name's Seth. I go to E-Free. I have the last couple of years and was asked to share my testimony, so I tried to make a 5-minute version of it. We'll see how it goes. Um, so I was born into a rough situation. My mom and dad, they weren't married, and my dad was a recovering alcoholic, and my mom was an alcoholic and a drug addict. And when I was born, my grandma ended up taking me home for the first couple weeks. Then you fast forward a little bit, and my dad married my stepmom, but she'll always just be mom to me because she just kind of stepped in and was mom. My biological mother wasn't really involved in my life, not till about last year when I received a call from her saying that she was finally sober and had found God. So that was an answer to prayers. Uh, yeah, growing up, we were not rich. We really had no money. We some years didn't even have enough to for Christmas. I remember one Christmas we had fish and rice because that's what was affordable. The fish was free because we'd caught it earlier that summer, and the rice was just cheap. Um, my dad just couldn't hold a job. Um, and with that, when I was going to school, my clothes weren't always the newest, uh, and so I'd get bullied over it, and I'd get in fights just about every day because I had a temper, they had a temper, and those things tend to clash. Um, but we were in and out of church just growing up. I mean, we'd go to a church, and then something would happen, and we weren't in that church anymore. Um, my dad, and I'm praying for this. My dad gets offended by the little things and takes things wrong sometimes, but I'm still praying for him. So yeah, we were in and out in church. I knew of God. I didn't know who he was though, and what a relationship with him really looked like. Fast forward a little bit to the 7th grade. My best friend, mid-school year, took his life, which sent me in a downward spiral. I tried to take my own because I didn't understand how to deal with the pain. I tried to come up with a permanent solution for a temporary problem. Because of that, I got sent to a mental hospital, and I was there for 3 days. And in that 3 days, I was the most vulnerable ever. And I remember lying on the bed, it's like 3 a.m., and just going, all right, God, if you're there, I need you to show up. Um, they diagnosed me with PTSD, anxiety, and depression. And at first, when I heard those, I was like, nah, I'd rather not. And then I started to just surrender them to God, and they don't affect me anymore. Fast forward to 8th grade. So I, at this point, had gotten a job, and I was making the money that was providing my family with energy, water, food, everything, because my dad couldn't get a job. My mom was in school to try to get a job, but I saved up enough money to go to church camp. And it was at church camp that I encountered Jesus, and I started following him there. And I just remember feeling this weight lifted off of me. And I after the chapel was done, I ran outside. I just remember running in circles, screaming that I had been saved because it was so amazing, and a weight had just was gone. I felt alive, and yeah, I mean that the rest is history. Um, my walk hasn't been perfect, but nobody's is, and I'm trying every day. So, yeah.